Live from Long Island, New York. It's Love, Death, and Taxes. I'm Ryan New Williams, and my lovely look at that. Look how good I am at that. Like she's right over there. It's Agnes Amisano. Agnes, we're gonna do another Ask Agnes feature this week because people seem to love that. And so, in a second, we're gonna be talking about the relationship problems, and I hope you all can stay with us through the entire time. All right. See you in a second. So we're gonna do another Ask Agnes section. Go ahead, tell me. You were gonna say something. Say.
Yeah, I was
What
just
is it?
saying hello. How are you? How you been? Long time no
Oh,
see.
I am. That's right. It's right because we were away last week and the week before. Asking me, you were the one who globe trotter and also went down to the hottest of the hot. Right? I heard you were in Vegas. Did you like it?
It was hot. It let me tell you, it was hot. It was beautiful. Much improvement since 9 years ago when my husband and I we went there first time.
Okay.
We didn't see the old man with the wearing a hammock only. That was a big that was a good thing. I had a nice 20 prepared for him just in case he needs because sometimes in Vegas you see people that you feel like okay there is 10 or 20, please put some clothes on, but but this time there
You
was
know
a
how
big movement.
you know how I'm kind of an ambassador for the town of Babylon. I'm like, oh, I love Babylon, and we talk about Babylon. Guess whose city is never gonna call us now to say, come help promote us. Las Vegas will never be on the phone ever. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that hammock guy, and she had to talk
Mhm.
about it.
Listen, it was beautiful experience, especially for my
Yeah.
family that they went there for the very first time.
Okay.
We were laughing that their 17-year-old son will lose his innocence, and he kind of did. And I wanted him to take a picture with the showgirls. He was like this, no, 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 against that. So, but
In
no, it's much
20 to 30 years, he will realize that that was such a mistake, such a
lost
terrible mistake.
opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. As
Young
a good aunt,
people,
I wanted him to, but
young people, please enjoy your life while you can. Who even knows if we're going to be here in 10 years? It's a little crazy out there. Enjoy your life. I'm not saying be irresponsible or whatever. I'm just saying enjoy yourself. Go
yes.
ahead. What
But it
else?
was it was much cleaner, a lot of fun, a lot of people. It was beautiful. It was beautiful time. And then we took a little trip to Arizona to Grand Canyon, over
Okay.
them, Joshua Tree Forest. It was beautiful. It was beautiful experience. And it was definitely extremely hot. What we came to 120 in the desert.
Oof.
So yeah, we had a wonderful tour guide. He was giving us water walking into the car and getting out of the car. He took care of us. It was great. But yeah, it was hot. It's yeah, that's not my color. Um,
it was
but
it was
it
that.
was it
It's
was
your
great.
little bronze, a little pink. Yeah, it's
That's
no
not
joke
makeup.
down there.
That's not makeup. Yeah.
No, it's not me. And you went when I've been a few times, but the last time I was there, yeah, it wasn't. Was it summer? No, it was actually May. So we were getting close to summer, but it wasn't May. It wasn't summer yet, and we had to go from building to building to get out of the scorching heat because man, the amount of air conditioning they must use in those places. Because as soon as you walk in, it's just cool. But
Yeah.
you step outside and the heat, it literally feels like you are in an oven, right? That's how it feels
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. And the first night we were there, I was melting. I was just simply melting. And yes, we were going from the hotel, from the casino to casino, just to avoid being exposed to so much heat. But yeah, going to the desert, it was great experience, but not exactly a good time of the year. But
Not a particularly great time. Yeah, yeah. Try to go there in winter next time. That's what my problem.
we went to the skywalk.
Okay,
I'm so proud of myself that I actually done it.
okay, okay.
And the only problem was, I was like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I have to hold on. I have to hold on to the handrail. I did not step on the see-through. That was not for me, and I had to hold on to something to walk around because there was no way out. You go and you have to walk through it. So, like, let me tell you the experience. But
Listen, listen. It looks like basically you're walking in the air, right? That's what it is, and it can be disorienting. It's kind of high up there, so I completely
yeah,
get that.
just a little bit. Yeah, yeah, just
A little bit.
yeah, just a little bit.
Can you imagine? I've seen some similar things, not here in the states, but in China, and they literally have like uh, a, a LED screen that they can turn on, and when they turn it on, these people, man, the image is of the glass breaking. So you're standing on this thing, and that's a joke. That's supposed to be funny. I'm like, that's not funny. That's not funny. I can't imagine walking across that thing with my family, and all of a sudden it goes. It makes a sound too. It goes, ting! And then you look at the floor, and you've got, looks
Mhm.
like shards of glass are cracking. These people held on to this and were really afraid of themselves. Google it, people. Google it or YouTube it, but you'll find it. A skywalk in the thing. No way, no way, Jose. All right, so we're gonna talk about relationships again today. I think this is our niche. I think we found it, Agnes. This is what we're gonna do, right? So let's talk about first of all our first questions from Michael. Michael says he's got different financial goals than his partners. He says, "Hi, Agnes. I've been dating my girlfriend for about a year now, and we're starting to talk about moving in together. The problem is she's a spender and I'm a saver. She has a lot of credit card debt, and I'm really focused on my financial goals. How do we approach this without money issues driving a wedge between us?" Now, we kind of had a question like this maybe a week ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. What do you think, Agnes? Should be this should be an easy one, right?
What do they call that thing? A conversation.
That's right. That's right.
No, but it is, they're together for a year, so the emotional attachment is already there.
Right,
Obviously, future plans are already there if they want to move in together. So there's a future, right? So if you talk
right,
future, let's see, before you start moving in, this is the best time right now to make those hard decisions. What's
right,
important in life? Are we on the same page? And I hope they are not complete extreme. One complete, one complete. I'm not sure if you can hear that.
right.
Something going on there. There's one complete spender and one only saver. It has to be a happy medium. It has to be a
Yeah,
happy medium. So if there is in the air somewhere opportunity to for life together, okay, so they have to help each other. Are they willing to do that? That's the best
right.
test right now. Because,
Yeah,
in a relationship is give and take. So one cannot just do one thing, another something else,
right,
because,
right.
it's not, they're
I
going to
mean,
keep missing each other.
I
So,
mean, he can give and then she can take, right? Or he can save all the money and then she can spend it all. Yes, that's
well, it's give and take, right? One is giving, another taking, right? That's not exactly how the
that
relationship
was
works.
my
Look, practically, he's not responsible right now for the debt. because
Okay.
it's the debt that comes prior to him.
Right.
So to
Right.
help her come up with some plan, some payment plan, so she can contribute to the relationship, to the household expenses, because you
Right.
cannot really, for me personally, for me, there's not such thing as two people moving together, one is covering everything and another one is living
No.
guilt free, responsibility free. That's not relationship,
No. 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 No.
you know.
That's that's leeching. uh, I remember
And
I used to see an old cartoon, and this guy used to show up all the time and talk to Popeye, and he'd be like, "Hello, I'd like to. If you will lend me $1 today, so I could buy a hamburger today, I will pay you back on Tuesday." The guy Wimpy, I think his name was, and
mhm.
I always thought to myself, Popeye, you should be friends with that guy. And no, it's not what you want. It's not the thing you want where
No,
there's
but
one person who has to
this is
manage
the
money.
time when all the very important decisions have to be made before you move in together, before you start investing any more of your time. Plus a year, it should be sufficient time to get to know each other, no?
Yeah, I would hope
Semi,
so. Maybe he's just talking
semi.
about this part. Maybe well, I mean, for him to know that she has debt means that yeah, they've shared a certain amount because there's very often people do not let other people know what's happening. I remember running a credit check right before I got married on because I was like, let me see what's going on out here. And yes, someone had left a cable box on the other side of the country and hadn't turned it
That's a
in.
small potato. That's a small potato,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's
Yeah.
one thing. It's another thing too. Every time you see there's even like a little gap on a credit card, you got to fill it with something, right? That's a problem. So yeah, it was different, but yeah, it was on the thing like you didn't turn in your cable box. I was like, okay, let's see if we can take care of
Yeah, yeah, but it's very important, like I said, right now to sit down and figure it out how the your partner is looking at responsibilities, what they are willing to do. You cannot have useless person in your household. You cannot have just a person that is just waiting to be taken care of, you know?
that.
It's just not
Babies. What
fair.
what 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 happens if Michael goes to her and she says, "No, this is how I live. This is how I'm living. Aren't you making enough money? Blah blah blah." Does he ditch her? I mean, like you said, they've been together for a year. Shouldn't he, like, I mean, what do we do?
Let's put this way. Are you going to make the decision now or wait 10 years from now and then walk away that, oh, maybe she would change? People, let me tell you, what you see, that's what you get. People don't change. If they're above 12 years old, they don't change. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
They might pretend, they might adjust for a little bit, but unless they really feel that they need to change for their own benefit, no one is changing for somebody else's benefit. It's just not happening. It's a myth, you know. So
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
it has to be a very serious conversation. Okay, what we doing? Okay, so let's say one person makes more money, so they pick up maybe, I don't know, mortgage payment and certain bills. Okay, what are you going to do? So you're going to do grocery shopping and then maybe some other chores in a house. You have to contribute somehow. I'm not saying that in each and
Right.
every relationship there will be, it's have to be 50-50 with money. You giving me $5,000, I give you $5,000, because not everyone is always in that position.
Savings to do
But
that. Exactly. And or if you both stay at $1,000, even though he's making much more, or she might be making much more, because that is happening
yeah,
nowadays. Both may
absolutely.
be making much more. Um, that your life stays small because the two of you have to contribute the same amount. I specifically remember having that conversation with my significant other, like, you have to be able to take things from me. you have to be able to, very proud, very proud woman, at least in the beginning, and was like, no, no, no. And I was like, no, if we're to progress, we need to use all of the resources we have to do more and more and more. And yeah, I would think, there's an interesting thing in biblically, they call a thing unequal yoke, right? Meaning the yoke apparently was, a thing that they used to put on two oxen and they pull the plow, but it connects them in such a way that they both have to pull at the same time and they have to pull at the same. But if you have one oxen that is not pulling its weight, or the other one is not, that, so okay, say you can't do it with money, you've got to fill it in with something else. That's what I would think. So try to figure something else out depending on what your
Exactly. It
situation is.
has
Anyway,
to, contribution has to
mhm,
arrive in different shape or
yeah,
form, but contribution has to arrive. You cannot just sit and
definitely.
wait to be taken care of. Doesn't matter which partner is it. It just doesn't exist. That's the
Exactly.
beginning of the end of the relationship.
That's right. The beginning and the end. Oh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. The beginning of the end, because that should be a show just by itself. The beginning of the end. Scenario two, parental interference. Agnes, this is from Emily. She says, Agnes, my boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years and we're thinking about getting engaged, but his parents are constantly interfering in our relationship. They have strong opinions on everything from where we should live to when we should have kids. How do I set boundaries without creating a rift? Yeah, and again,
Mhm.
it's Emily. How do I set boundaries? Boundaries from your in-laws. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Let, let,
You know why I'm laughing, but we go. Well, yeah. You know what? It happens not only with that, but my cousin's girlfriend is expecting a baby, and
Mhm,
they complained to me a couple months ago because she's about to have a baby, that
mhm.
everyone is, telling them what to do. I said, they're not telling you what to do, they're giving you advices, and you're going to hear 10,000 different advices, and then you're going to pick what works for you, and then you're going to try new things, because one thing it's for sure, no one learns on somebody else's mistakes, they learn on their own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
It's
very
unfortunate.
difficult. Yes, it's
Yeah, but
very
that's the way it
difficult.
works.
It's difficult for a
Okay.
parent to just let go of, especially at the beginning of the relationship. Parents tend to give advices, not telling what to, but giving advices to help a couple have a better start. A lot of times, from the wedding to how they live, and where they live, and how their decor of the house, what kind of furniture they will buy, or what kind of car they will get, you know just because people with more experience, they'll tell them, listen, you should do this because you should think about that. Young people don't think about it. They want to have, okay, we're going to be a cool couple, we're going to get a sports car, and they're going to buy expensive sports car, just for example, instead thinking that, most likely in the next few years we're going to have kids, so if we will have this bigger car, mom and dad car, it's going to be paid off by the time the kids will come. They don't think ahead.
They don't know. Yeah, yeah.
So a lot
Not
of
everybody.
times there are problems that, oh no, you are interfering in my life. So for me it was very easy. Do whatever. I'm here. Do whatever. But yes, there's another thing. Emily has a problem. Does her future husband has a problem with that? Does he wants to draw the boundaries?
This was the thing. Like as I was reading it, this is what I was thinking. Emily thinks, believes, it is her perception that his parents are constantly interfering in our relationship. Is that actually the case? Like, how are they doing that? What exactly is it that she's like, oh, they have really strong opinions on everything. So maybe that part, that can't necessarily be, but maybe she has really strong opinions and they're just clashing, because it is possible that you can have an opinion and they have an opinion. And if they're the same, then you don't have a problem. But if there are two separate opinions that are not the same, that's when you get
There are two
people putting up
issues.
things on their lawn.
There are
Yes.
two issues. Number one, there's a lot of times just because of strong personalities, people will be talking about the same thing but using different words and they don't understand each other. That's number one. Second is that's his family, his parents, not hers. So different traditions, different habits, right? And it takes time. And this is not only in this situation. I have noticed with my friends a lot of times, and I noticed on my example myself, you have to learn how the other family operates to find the middle ground. Don't be
Yes.
so quick. In my younger age, I did the same crap. I jump into conclusion. Oh, they're horrible and this and that until I met my current in-laws. Unfortunately, my father-in-law is no longer here. He was the loveliest guy ever. Uh, there was a father I never. He was a father I never had. But they allow me to get to know them beforehand. They
Hmm.
told me about them. We had conversations, so that was easier to get to know each other. Also, I was older. I was in my 40s, so it was easier to understand what they're talking about. But when you are 20, and God forbid someone tried to tell you what to do, including my own mother, that was like, oh no, you do not. So like there's a lot of experience comes with age as well. But yeah, how about having just not always it will be possible because I met couples where yes, people had extremely strong opinions and positions on certain things because the wedding has to be in a country club with 5 meals or 7 meals because of the reputation and things like that. And the bride was like, yeah, I don't need that, I just want a small wedding and I'll be very happy with that. So again, meeting in the middle, it's very very difficult, but at the end of the day, and maybe a lot of in-laws won't like my response. It's their day. They should have it the way they want it. And the thing is that it's two families, people, representatives of two families coming
Right. Together.
to combine and start something new, start new traditions, new habits, new way of living, and they have to make their own mistakes to learn on their own mistakes. Otherwise, how they will know? You see fire, you tell a child, don't touch it, hot, and the child's not going to know it's going to get burned until it sticks that finger in the fire and goes, it starts screaming because it burned itself. That's how people learn. So if we all could do the same thing, would have been wonderful. Just let them make all mistakes, let them go. Maybe they'll be the happiest people ever. But that's what it is. It's not his family what they want, it's not her family what they want, it's what they want. They're going to start new traditions, new life, new ways. No one has to like it, it's their life.
Yeah.
So Emily, talk to your future husband, talk to him, find out where he stands on that. Is his point of view on life as his parents, or he has his own? Maybe he's got different ideas than his parents, or Emily.
Yeah, she
Let's.
has a specific question too. She says,
Mhm.
how do I set boundaries without creating a rift, without causing a problem, right?
Uh, 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 Low key conversation, low key conversation. Simply saying, you know what, I appreciate, not saying you sticking your nose into my business and things like that. I don't, you disrespecting me, you don't do this, you don't do that. How about simply say, you know what, I really appreciate your wisdom, I really appreciate your help, it means a world to me, but you know what, I was thinking I would like to try this and that. I will take under consideration what you're telling me. I really appreciate your experience and your help and your wisdom, but I would like to try this and this and that. Um, I think, you know what, if someone will come up to me and say that in a nice word, telling me that I'm not this horrible person that's trying to interfere and things like that, but simply not ask for the permission, but simply inform them that I appreciate you, but you know what? I want to do this.
Yeah,
I
I want to
hope
do
I
it.
hope it's okay with you. Because people having different positions, they have different experiences.
Right.
Sometimes the families, to get where they are, it takes them a lot of work. So they think that, okay, I'm gonna help my child to do this to build that. Guess what? Those kids, they don't want your help. They don't want your experience. They don't want your knowledge. They want to fall on their nose by themselves.
Right.
Be there for them to catch them when they're falling. But sometimes you have to let them fall. Otherwise, they won't learn how they can progress in life if they're not going to learn
You
and,
know,
and find out this hurts. So I cannot do this again. It's good to know that you have a safety net back home, but we have to let our kids lead their life and live the way they want it. It's a very difficult thing to do, but
yes,
it's a must. It's a
it's
must. They
absolutely.
have to have their heart broken with their first love, although we wish we wanted to go and punch someone out. How dare you? you know but we have to let them go and have their heart broken, because
Yeah,
next time they will be smarter, next time they're going to protect themselves.
right,
The
right.
same thing with marriages, the same thing with raising their kids. And isn't that the truth? Every young couple, they were raised by their parents, but suddenly when they have a child, those parents, their grandparents have an amnesia. Whatever they know no longer matters. The knowledge, it's no longer relevant.
Yeah.
you know I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to what I'm saying, but
No, for sure.
it's
Well, I will say it like this: there are some things that no matter what, they stay the same, no matter what. But the truth is, in 20 years from when you were a kid and when they're now a kid, our world moves so quickly. It is quite possible you could be giving your child bad advice simply because the world is a different place. There are some things, no matter what, right? Good and bad, negative and positive. I don't think those things change. How you make people feel, how you treat them, like that's never gonna. But sometimes career advice, sometimes financial advice that worked 40 years ago or 80 years ago just does not. It's not necessarily
yeah.
the exact same thing anymore. There are some things that are going to be different. So some people need to back off and leave them alone. But then, yeah, I see it. I'm not even sure whether or not what she's talking about is necessarily just speech. Maybe they're even doing things like showing up and providing things or taking things. Who knows? But definitely there's a situation there because, yeah, we all have our very, very strong opinions. All
Sunday
right. So,
mornings, knocking on the door, we coming over for dinner. Where is dinner when they're still
right.
in bed? you know oh, let's
Gonna
go to
be there.
church. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, let's go.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
wild.
that's
It's
it,
great.
it's difficult to accept that kids are actually might grow up to be different than you, with different point of view, different likes and dislikes. They
Different
are
goals.
human beings. Yes, they are human beings with, they, they are not like us. They will,
No.
meaning they don't have to. They don't have to. Some kids are like their parents with
Yeah.
likes and dislikes and personalities, but a lot of our kids will grow up being complete
Different.
opposite of us.
Yeah.
And we will still love them because they're our kids. We might not understand them, but we will love them because they're our kids. But we have to respect that. But we
Yeah.
really have to respect that. They are they're grown-ups. You cannot control them. You cannot tell them what to do anymore. They have to live their life to the best of their ability. And if they need their parents, they'll know where to find them.
All right, so that's all the time we have for that today, ladies and gentlemen. If you are, if you want to submit your own question, you want to pass that on, you want to send it to us at mailbag at lovedeathandtaxes.com. Where the heck? How come I don't? Oh, there we go. It's like, what? How do I not have that up on the screen? Mail that at lovedeathandtaxes.com. If you want to hear us, we are on everywhere you listen to your podcast, but specifically Apple Podcasts for sure, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Looking for Love, Death, and Taxes. You will search for those and you'll find us there. Please check in if you're interested. If you want to be on the show as well, like and subscribe because we're hoping to get our numbers up. Like and subscribe. And if you feel like you enjoyed this, and someone else would enjoy it, please share it with a friend. Or even if you didn't enjoy it. So you thought I look goofy, and you just want to say, "Hey, look at that goofy dude with that beautiful woman on the screen." Then you could just send it to them just so that they would see. So one more person watches. I don't care. I'm good. I'm good. You can write this, crazy things in
You're
the
too
comments.
funny.
I
You're too
never
funny.
leave the comment. All right. So we see you guys next week. Same time, same station. Love, Death, and Taxes. Bye, Agnes.
See you later.
All right.